I got my first rabbit in 1986. I've been showing and raising them since in 4-H and open class ARBA shows. We have about 40 rabbits, and that sounds like a lot, but when you divide that between 2 people and 3 different breeds and all the parts and pieces you need for a good working breeding herd, it's a small rabbitry.
Wanted to do some volunteering with the Humane Society and found out that they had a rabbit group that was solely devoted to helping the small animals and rabbits in the Humane Society. And so I joined the Rabbit Advocates, and ever since 2000 I've had either foster rabbits or my own rabbit in my care.
Rabbits are probably one of the least labor-intensive pets to have.
Generally, the rabbits are very healthy animals. There's not a lot you have to worry about.
I mean, they don't bark, they don't meow, they don't do those things.
You take care of the area that they live in. Most rabbits we encourage to have in pens, and they'll have some area that is their own space.
This is your new home. Isn't it lovely?
Frankly, old man, I don't like it. It stinks.
Maybe not, full run of the house if you put them back in the pen at night, but having a big open air pen for them.
You can, leave them during the day and go to work, and they're at home when you come home.
The food, they really just need a really stable pellet diet. You can work in, there's a lot of good greens you can get to them, so if you like working with a lot of vegetables in your kitchen, there's a lot of good vegetables that you can work into their diet as well.
What's this?
Your dinner?
My what? My dinner? What do you think I am, a rabbit?
But on the other hand, they're more dependent on you paying attention to them. You'll get as much out of your rabbit as you put into it. The more time you spend with it, the more fun you're going to have with your rabbit.
Other things that you might have to take care of over time would be trimming their toenails. Since they are an indoor environment, they aren't scratching on dirt or other things outside.
We could be out here several hours a day on the weekends just tidying up and going over stock and grooming and that sort of thing.
Well, sir, out in the woods one day, a hare was bragging about how fast he could run. Fastest runner in the woods I am. I can outrun any animal. I dare anyone to race with me.
Well, the show really starts probably the day before or the night before the event happens. And, usually coming home from work, have to pack up the rabbits. We get our carriers ready, pack them in the car, sometimes drive 5 to 10 hours to the show, unpack, find a space, check the breeds, which judges are judging what breeds, set it up, and groom your rabbits, and then listen for your breed to be called, and don't miss your class at the table. The judge's job is to take the rabbit out of the show coop, pose it up per breed standard, and evaluate it. Each breed has 100 points on different body parts, and it's the judge's job to evaluate it and see how it matches up to its breed standard compared to the other rabbits on the show table.
Like a little bit more fullness in the lower part of the hindquarter, while it's got a fairly nice stop. It's a little bit ragged. It's got a left cheek that's better than the right.
The Rabbit Advocates were formed as a subsidiary of the Humane Society. They kind of handle anything that's in excess of what the Humane Society can handle. The Humane Society will handle about 15 or 20 at a time. And so the Rabbit Advocates, if there's a rescue of 100 rabbits, they will try to receive a lot of those. So there may be anywhere between 50, 100, 150, or even upwards of 200 rabbits that are in foster care and ready for adoption at any given moment. People call in and say, there's a rabbit on my street and it's wandering around, and we really don't want to see it get killed. Rabbits are left in a public park. Sometimes people will get a rabbit for their child, realize the child doesn't really want it or doesn't really want to care for it, and they think, well, that's fine, we'll just put them out in this park. They can eat grass, and there's plenty of water, and they can run around and be happy. And if they aren't killed right away some sort of predator or run over by a car. If they're lucky enough to live, they're probably going to breed because they weren't spayed or neutered, and so they end up with, 2 rabbits in a park turns into 10 rabbits in a park, turns into 20, turns into 50 rabbits in a park potentially.
These are mini satins. They're about 12 days old. This one's chocolate. This one's black. It may turn steel later. We have 2 whites. And a broken. The variety is broken. The color is black. Broken just means any color with white. So essentially, brokens are spotted rabbits. I have no idea how many babies we have during the course of a year. It all depends on what stock needs to be bred, when it needs to be bred. Some rabbitries have a cycle, and they could probably tell you more accurately how many rabbits are born in a year, but here it varies.
And obviously we, discourage breeding as much as possible, or any sort of breeding we really don't want. And because why do you need to breed rabbits when there's hundreds of rabbits that don't have a home?
It starts out with matching the pair of rabbits you want to breed. So you look over their body type and where their faults are. You don't want to breed 2 rabbits that have the same faults because you always want to improve your stock and your herd. The babies are born blind and helpless. The doe, hopefully, is going to be a good mom. Some first time does sometimes don't get the knack and natural instinct, and it takes a couple breedings to get them going.
Chester is one of my fosters, or is my only foster right now, and I've had him for, I don't know, maybe a year and a half now. So Chester came to me with another rabbit, and she was adopted, and just haven't had quite the right family for him yet. So he likes to play, run around, jump around. It's important to have, space for the rabbits to. They like to run, they like to jump, and if they don't have the space to do that, they get kind of cooped up over time. So you got to give them room to run.
Raising rabbits is not about making money. I think any breeder exhibitor will tell you that it's a true passion and it's what we love to do, and I'm sure we don't know why we do it,